This is Shiek's take-home video, and it's designed to give his new owners just a little bit more information about what was done with him while he was at the rescue. We've trailered Shiek over to Hawkview Ranch so that we could work with him in the indoor arena, while the footing at our home outdoor arena is kind of sloppy. Here I'm doing the friendly game with Shiek. I'm throwing a stick and string over his back, and I'm allowing it to wrap around his legs and belly. Now I'm spanking the stick on the ground and walking around him in a circle. This is a desensitization exercise. Shiek likes it quite a bit, and it's something that I do whenever he seems to lose confidence. For a lot of horses, a desensitization exercise like this is a little bit stressful and not relaxing at all. But for Shiek, it seems to be part of a routine that he's used to. It seems to reassure him whenever he's scared. Now I'm riding Shiek bareback. Right now I have him on somewhat of a short rein, and I'm moving my legs up and down. My goal is to desensitize him to the movement of my legs, and make him feel more confident. As I start moving my legs, Shiek becomes brave enough to walk over the various poles in the arena, and to gradually enlarge the space that he works in. Unlike a lot of horses, he seems to be a horse that can use the space available to him without getting hot-headed at all. Right there you see him shake his head a little bit. This is in response to my asking him to turn and then stop. Like many extroverted horses, Shiek doesn't like to be completely blocked in front. For that reason, before applying both reins to ask for a stop, I disengage his hindquarters with one rein. This sets it up so that it's easy for him to stop, and he doesn't feel so suddenly restricted by the application of two reins. While I did try Shiek in a bit and found that he appeared to have carried a bit before, as he wasn't unfamiliar with how to take it and wasn't extremely unconfident with it in his mouth, I did feel like it would be a little bit too much pressure to use it today. So I have him in a jumping hackamore, which is just a noseband with reins. As you can see, it doesn't inhibit his performance qualities at all. He still knows how to side pass and turn very quickly around his forehand. Because I felt like Shiek was a little bit sticky at the walk, I hopped down and sent him around at a canter. As you can see, the flapping of the stirrups doesn't bother him at all. He carries a nice, reasonable pace and doesn't rush. Even when I have to get a little enthusiastic spanking the whip on the ground behind him to get him to go, he doesn't then bolt into the canter like most horses would. He picks up a nice fluid gait. He's almost equally balanced to the right, and does well this direction also. One of my favorite things about him is that after he canters, he offers to come right back to me. He turns up, faces, and comes in at my slightest request. This says to me that even while he's cantering around, he's still cognizant and still thinking about me. Now I'm riding Shiek with a saddle. To get him warmed up, I once again start on a relatively short rein and do some bending exercises designed to supple him. Alternating turning left and right helps to get him focused on the task at hand. He readily accepts, pets, and the word good boy as praise. As he begins to supple, I begin putting slack in my rein, allowing him to stretch and lower his head. We'll have to apologize for the state of his rear end in this video. He had a little bit of diarrhea in the trailer on the drive over because of his nerves. He actually loaded up great and unloaded very nicely as well, not sweating at all. He spent a few minutes adjusting to the surroundings at Hawkview. We let him run around in the arena and didn't ask him to go to work until he had got his bearings. Overall, I would classify Shiek as a left-brain extrovert, meaning that he's a horse that's confident, playful, energetic, charismatic, and very enthusiastic. He's a very fun horse to be around. Occasionally, he'll put up a slight fuss about having to do something he doesn't want to do. This manifests itself as a tail swish, or him bringing his head around to stare at you while you're standing next to his side. These signs of overconfidence shouldn't be confused with the signs of lack of confidence. On the occasion when Shiek is feeling less confident, he tends to walk away from you or to hold one leg up in begging position. If ever I feel like Shiek is getting a little unconfident, I just go back and get the stick and string and do some desensitization exercising. It seems to give him instant confidence and security. Because of the work I did on desensitizing Shiek's sides to the movement of my legs, it can be a little bit hard to get into the trot. What I'm doing here is asking Shiek for the trot in the same place every time. And if he doesn't go, Les, who's also my cameraman, spanks the stick and string on the ground behind him while I cluck. The way that I ask for the trot is to cluck twice, say trot, and then if he still doesn't go, squeeze, and if he still doesn't go, bump a little. The third time around, Shiek has got the idea, and I hardly need Les's help. Shiek is fine with me either sitting or posting. Here I am posting up and down a little bit enthusiastically to try and keep him moving. We do complete a whole circuit around the arena, and Shiek keeps a nice bend all the while. He's very smooth to ride. He's light on the aids and very balanced. It takes almost nothing at all, just me sitting down and leaning back a little bit to bring him down to a walk. At the end I click and give him a treat for all his hard work.